Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to News Dose. And Xbox just confirmed a very welcome partnership. Now, I think most people in the know were kind of expecting this, but I mean, you never completely know what's going to happen until everything is on paper and set in stone. I mean, there's always that possibility that something can fall through, but not in this case, and that's why this is such welcome news, and we're going to get into all of that here in just a moment. Now, we do have an unfortunate delay to talk about as well, and then also for all of those people out there that were upset that Sony didn't announce something Bloodborne related at their State of Play. Well, actually, about that, we got a Bloodborne-related announcement this week after all, so do stay tuned for all of that. But yeah, let's just go and get right into this Xbox partnership because they just confirmed they'll, in fact, be working with Toys for Bob. Of course, earlier this year, Toys for Bob being the Crash and Spyro studio, in a surprise announcement, split up with Activision and decided to become an independent studio. Now, as soon as that happened, I said I thought that was great for them, because Activision hasn't exactly managed them all that well. You know, this is a very creative studio, and you can really tell that they have a lot of passion for the Spyro and Crash Bandicoot franchises. But that was also kind of the problem because Activision kept taking resources away from them to instead work on Call of Duty. So now that they're independent, they don't really have to worry about that dynamic with Activision. They can now make what they truly want to work on. And as of today, that will include the franchises that they're so passionate about. They are now officially working with Xbox, meaning they can work on Spyro and Crash Bandicoot once again, which is actually kind of ironic just because I think for a lot of us, that's really what we wanted from the Xbox Activision acquisition in the first place. We wanted to see other franchises utilize more beyond just Call of Duty. And while things have turned out a little bit differently than what we envisioned, we were not expecting Toys for Bob to go independent, but ultimately, we still got what we wanted. Toys for Bob is now free of Activision's reign, and better yet, they can now work on Crash, Spyro, and actually, if they want, you know, there's also other Xbox games like Banjo-Kazooie. I know a lot of people want that as well, and, you know, to be fair here, Toys for Bob does, you know, kind of feel like the perfect fit for that franchise. But I think they're already teasing which game they're working on next. You can see in their announcement here, which reads, "We're excited to announce that we'll be partnering with Xbox to publish our next new game. We're still very early in development, so you might not hear from us for a bit. But I know that we're working hard on an experience we're so inspired about. Can't wait to share more." And then you can see a little purple emoji heart here, which I think is actually very important to this announcement. I actually pointed this out with their recent logo reveal as well, and now we're really starting to see a trend. They keep using the color purple for pretty much everything, including the Xbox Plus Toys for Bob logo. It has that purple background once again, which of course symbolizes Spyro the Dragon. Even in their original announcement, they kind of teased Spyro by mentioning "keep your horns out." It definitely seems like there's a lot of things lining up for a Spyro the Dragon game. So I think for all of those fans out there that's been begging for a Spyro 4, you know, I'm with you all, and it looks like there's a very good chance that that will, in fact, happen. And actually, you know, even not all that long ago, there was a leak that indicated Toys for Bob started work on this new Spyro game just earlier this year, which kind of fits in with this announcement that it's in very early development. So, you know, it's going to be a while before we actually get to play this game ourselves. It's going to be a while before we even see it. But at the same time, I think that this is promising news, and I like the fact that Xbox and Toys for Bob pulled this off. I believe that if Toys for Bob stayed under Activision, this probably wouldn't have happened. Activision does still act as their own publisher, and I believe that they would have kept them on Call of Duty if they stayed under them. So, you know what? Big congrats to Toys for Bob and to the fans of their games. Again, this acquisition might have played out a little bit differently than expected with them turning independent, but whatever the case may be, it's nice to see that Xbox found a way to keep them on the Crash and Spyro franchises. And for that matter, also big congrats to Xbox because they just got a great partnership to work on their games for the foreseeable future. And I think by this point, we can at least expect a new Spyro game on Xbox and on Xbox Game Pass sometime down the line. Let me know, though. One, are you excited about this partnership? And also, if you had to pick a game for them to work on, which one would you want them to work on first? Crash, Spyro, or really even Banjo-Kazooie? Because I guess technically that is a possibility, albeit a small possibility. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. Now, we also got an update for Little Nightmares 3, though this might not necessarily be what you want to hear. I know there's a lot of fans out there of this series, but unfortunately, you will have to wait a little bit longer to play it. Instead of its planned 2024 release, it is now being pushed into 2025. You can see their official statement here, which reads, "Hello, little ones. Ever since the announcement of Little Nightmares 3 at Gamescom last year, we've been thrilled to see our community buzzing with excitement and anticipation. The teams at Supermassive Games and Bandai Namco Europe have been working hard towards delivering the best experience possible for the next entry in the franchise. As much as we can't wait for you to return to the nowhere, we also want to make sure we give the game the care and love it deserves. Quality is a top priority for us, and we know you feel the same way. For this reason, we've made the decision to shift the release of the game to 2025. We'll be sharing more about Little Nightmares 3 later this summer, so please bear with us and look forward to further updates." Now, I guess that is one positive here. We will see it sometime this summer, which honestly could really be at any moment now. We are in the midst of the gamer holiday, and various different showcases are planned for the month of June. So, we could actually get a better look at Little Nightmares 3, maybe even as early as the Summer Game Fest. There's also the Xbox showcase, and Nintendo has a direct planned as well. So we could actually see this game sometime relatively soon, and honestly, I'm not bothered by this delay. Little Nightmares 3 is being handled by a different studio than usual, being Supermassive Games, and I just want them to take the time to get it right. For that matter, with it now being a 2025 release, silver lining here is that this could launch for the Switch successor, where I think it could actually have a lot of success. I'm just going to throw that out there. Now, one last thing that I want to talk about here, though, is something Bloodborne related. I understand that there's been a lot of frustration for the Bloodborne community. We were hoping that PlayStation would mention something about this game at the State of Play just earlier this week. Maybe a 60 FPS update, maybe a PC release. That would be great and everything. I hear you all. It's honestly crazy that they haven't done any of this yet. But despite PlayStation's silence, the good news here is that we still got something this week, because the once Bloodborne Kart, now titled Nightmare Kart, is officially heading over to Steam. Now, you can also download it on itch.io if you want, but I actually really love that this is coming to Steam, in part because this will make for a great Steam Deck game. I also know a lot of people actually really like this game as well. Obviously, it's not allowed to be Bloodborne Kart anymore, but it was still good enough to turn into its own thing, and, well, here we are. Nightmare Kart is a reality, and in a very small way, we can kind of say Bloodborne's kind of on PC, not exactly, but hey, this is something at the very least. For now, though, we don't exactly have a release date, but you can wishlist it right now. Anyways, though, that's going to be it for this episode, but go ahead and enjoy your weekend. Do make sure to hit that subscribe button, but until next time, peace out.